What up? Welcome to the next episode of Talk Smack with Mac. It's a late one tonight, man. We just got finished watching both of the basketball games. So Travis and I decided to hop in the podcast room, and talk some good shit about basketball. But yeah, man, I want to start with the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. They just finished game 2. And the Heat are up 2 games, man. How you feeling about that?
I don't know. I think it's showing that Giannis is he's good for a reason, but I don't know if he can actually take over the games how he should be able to. I mean, this is 2 games in a row now. We're down the stretch. He kind of wasn't there for his team, where it was kind of like Chris Middleton, if anything, making the plays. So I don't know.
This Heat team, man, they're really surprising. I particularly did not think that the Heat were going to be this good. Not only did they look great in the first round, but now they're giving the team with the best record in the league in the regular season, they're giving them a run for their money. They're up 2 games. They're giving Giannis fits. And they've understood that, hey, Giannis is going to get his. He's going to get 25 and 15. Stop everybody else. And that's what they're doing.
I mean, Jimmy Butler didn't even play good on the offensive end today. And
yeah, he had 10. He had 10 points. 10 points, and they still win. Game 1, the Bucks shot like close to 50% from 3, man. They were on fire from 3, and they still lost. Tonight, Jimmy Butler scored 10 points, and they still lost. Do you see the Bucks coming back?
I mean, they're definitely not going to just go out without a fight for sure. But at the same time, it's like could be a precursor to bigger problems on their roster, though. They're healthy, and they're still not dominating. They've had struggles with the Heat all season, 2-1 in the regular season, and now it being 4-1 all this season. All
the Heat have their number for sure.
And, I mean, that's all it takes.
So what happens, say Milwaukee loses this series, they get knocked out early in the playoffs again. What do they do in the offseason? Run it back and hope for something to change?
I mean, I don't know. I think there's definitely some holes in the roster. Chris Middleton being the number 2 or the co-star there, he's good, but he's not that. And I think this right here is showing that you need that number 2. On an off night when Dame isn't doing his thing, CJ is doing his thing. When Bron isn't doing his thing, AD can do his thing, and they can still manage a win. It's like Giannis does his thing every night, and it's still you know what? It translated into wins a lot, though, so it's not fair to say that. But if it doesn't translate to wins in the playoffs, then it doesn't matter. Yep. So this could possibly be the second year that a team made the adjustments against Giannis and was able to take the Bucks out. So I don't know what it's going to take. Sometimes maybe they're too passive. I know that's always drive and look for the open man, but maybe sometimes it's like, no, just drive. Put your head down and do it. This offseason, if they don't win, though, I'd assume they'd probably try to blow up the coaching staff first because the player, that's just how it goes, blame the coaching staff. But I don't know. They need to see if they can maybe get another guy there.
Who do you think could be that guy? Is it somebody in free agency? Would they have to trade for somebody? Could they package some guys together and try to go for another star?
I feel like Giannis is kind of infamously known to not really talk to other NBA players. He kind of keeps to himself. Mm-hmm. So it would definitely not, because that's their only chance in free agency is Giannis getting somebody. Nobody wants to go to fucking Milwaukee. So it would be that or a trade. You know what I mean? An unhappy player in a perfect situation. And it's like, I don't really know what they have to trade.
Type thing.
That will never happen again unless it's the Knicks organization again. But I don't know, man. It's only 2 games. Giannis they can go win 4 games straight. Giannis and the Bucks have that talent. We've seen it all year. But the Heat definitely are sticking to a game plan that was well thought out and is working really well right now. And catching a lot of people off off guard. Because even if you want to say anything about how the game ended today, I mean, the Heat were the better team. They were winning all game, and some weird calls at the end of the game kind of let it be what it was. But I don't know. That's going to be an interesting matchup for sure.
For sure. Back in the East, other than Milwaukee and the Bucks, you got the Raptors and the Celtics, and it seems like the Celtics are just going to run away with that series too.
It's showing that is good. The Raptors are a good team, but there are a lot of good supporting people. It's a lot of good, perfect role players in Fred VanVleet. Siakam is really good, but right now it's kind of showing he doesn't have enough moves to consistently win in the playoffs
Yeah.
Because he goes to that same spin and it's just not working right now. So, I mean, we all kind of knew what the case with that was going to be. The Raptors were good and Kawhi Leonard made them a championship team. Now they're still good, but I don't think it's going to go that far. The Celtics just have way too many scorers, too many shooters.
Yeah, the Raptors, they're definitely like a piece away. Like you said, Kawhi made them a championship team. And now that Kawhi is gone, they're that one guy away. So I think the window for the Raptors open and close with Kawhi leaving. Or with Kawhi getting there and Kawhi leaving.
Definitely. I mean, they took advantage of it, and right now I don't think they're in a bad position, but I don't think anybody thought they were any clear favorite or they're going to run away. I mean, yeah, they had a good record in the regular season, but still, that only means so much. So, I don't know. I think the Celtics are running away with that one. That's a good, talented team. The East is kind of, in my opinion, up for grabs still, because I don't know. I don't know about that Bucks team yet. I'm not sold on them. I am, but I'm not. I'm sold on Giannis, but at the same time, I think they could be better.
Yeah, man. The Eastern Conference, they're definitely a lot more exciting in years past. We always talk about how this has been one of the most exciting seasons in basketball in a while because it's not just LeBron James on the Cavaliers and then the Warriors. It's such an open race for the championship.
Well, I mean, it's not just LeBron James running through the East in general.
Yes.
And even though he did good in the West was still very competitive. I mean, you could just tell by how the games are set up. There are teams that are in game 3 in the Eastern Conference already.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some teams that are they just finished the first round.
Yeah, they're
so that
Celtics running away with the East in the first round. All those games are worse sweeps, and in the West, you've had 2 Game 7s in back-to-back nights.
And then I mean, Game 5, like there was no sweeps in the first round in the Western Conference, was there? No.
No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Competition.
So taking it back to the West, the Lakers been sitting up there for a while, rested up because they handled the Trailblazers. Now the Lakers finally know who they're playing, which is barely the Houston Rockets.
Who they're beating.
And everybody was talking their shit when the Rockets lit us up earlier in the season. It was that brand new. It was right after they traded Clint Capella. It was a small ball lineup.
We were the first team to go against
them. Yeah, the first team to go against them. And they were just making every shot. It was their night. That is not going to happen this time. The Lakers are going to completely destroy the Rockets in the second round.
I mean, you got it just because, in my opinion, our small ball lineup beats theirs too. Because you could push Markieff Morris to the 5 or even Kuz to the 5. They can guard PJ Tucker in the corner. I mean, I could guard PJ Tucker in the corner. He just stands there. He'll hit them motherfuckers, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that means you have AD. Who's guarding AD? Robert Covington. Robert Covington is a great defensive player. He can't guard AD.
No.
AD's been in his bag for mid-range. I believe he's shooting over 60% for mid-range in the playoffs right now. And if he's making those, he's kind of unstoppable. I mean, he's gonna
When
score.
his shot is falling, he's unstoppable because inside of 3 feet, come on, Anthony Davis is too big and athletic. He's gonna finish.
And I mean, of course, towards the end of the series, the Blazers were
way too strong.
The Blazers were kind of hurt and beat up by the end of the series, but nonetheless, we dealt with Dame and CJ McCollum, which is a powerful backcourt. In my opinion, it could be just as strong as the Houston Rockets. I think theirs works better. And then I think the Houston Rockets, I think Russell and James Harden are better, but they don't work as good as CJ and Dame. But what I'm trying to get at is, like, we contain them two, and we're basically going against the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Except
they don't have any big guys.
They don't have a big.
And the Blazers, I feel like the Blazers, when healthy, are just a completely better team than the Rockets.
And then the thing about the Lakers, though, too, is like, all right, there's not a Steven Adams on the court for the Lakers. Steven Adams, if you looked, he almost looked clumsy out there against them because there's a lot of fast guys. If we have AD out there as our big, he can guard anybody on the court. He can
stop the pick and roll with whoever's crashing to the basket. If it's James Harden or Westbrook, he can help there, and he could also close out on the kick to the corner to the PJ Tucker. Anthony Davis is big and athletic enough to do both of those.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I might just be biased because I'm a Lakers fan, but it kind of, for the Rockets, it's almost like they need to have a near perfect night shooting in order for them to win a lot of the times. I can't say that because they win a lot, but still.
And with the Lakers, as you can see, they could be shooting. They could be missing everything. Brick City. But they're still playing that stifling defense.
It's the defense.
That number 1 rated defense in the league. You know, that defense that gives everybody fits because of how we get switched.
And then you have who's LeBron James, who is going to get overlooked, but he just averaged a triple-double right now in the first series and had a few takeover moments and games where it just really showed you, all right, you know what I mean? Like, that's still him, and we're going to still get that out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, all we're really if our shooters are making their shots, we don't lose. If KCP
is over 40 like he's been for the season,
then we're fine. We have Rondo coming back, which I'm not going to say Rondo's a savior in any sense, but now you have him running the second unit, who is a good facilitator, who's going to get it to Dwight, who's going to get it to fucking Kuz, who's going to get it to the people that he needs to get it to. I mean, it adds a whole new element onto our team. And if anything, our playoff basketball has been the best that we've played all year, and we were number 1. We were first ranked in the West. So that's just showing the talent there.
Yes.
We lost that game 1, but, I mean, that was against a hot Blazers team.
Yeah, they were killing in the bubble. Damian Lillard has been busting everybody's ass for the last 2 weeks when the Lakers were just kind of kicked back, taking it easy. And CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard came in red hot, like you said, in that game 1. And Trailblazers got the dub. But it was – all that did was piss the Lakers off.
And it just, yeah. And even the dub they got, though, the Lakers shot atrociously. I mean, terribly. And we still competed to the end. So that just goes to show it's like, now I won't be surprised if the Rockets run away with a game or two because they can go on a 20-4 run in 2 minutes very easily. And that can be I seen it happen. It happens, but still, even then though, like that Lakers team stays composed, and then when you have all these veterans that you have on that team, it's like there's just too much experience and too much. I don't know. And on top of that, I mean, not to hit on OKC, they did great this year, but the Rockets barely made it past them.
Yes.
So that team that barely made it past OKC is going to come in and beat the Lakers, who I don't know. I don't get it.
And I've always said, man, the Mike D'Antoni team does not win in the playoffs. They put up a lot of points. They always do great in the regular season. They get some good wins going back to his Phoenix teams, to his Knicks teams. They score a lot of points, but when they get to the playoffs, they never can advance. They'll make it to the Western Conference Finals or the conference finals, maybe. Most of the time they go on the second round.
It sucks too because I like Russ and I like James Harden, and it's like the Lakers are going to be the one that has.
Yeah. We gotta
but it
They're about to get
just
smashed.
and then you got what? You got the Nuggets and the Clippers. I think that's Clippers all day. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Jazz would have gave him bigger fits just because Donovan Mitchell is just Jamal Murray, but Donovan Mitchell I think is a different animal in my opinion. But
I think Rudy Gobert could have fucked that Clippers team up.
And I fucking hate the Clippers, but
I hate them too, man.
I just don't think.
That's spicy.
I like Kawhi Leonard though. He's unstoppable.
Oh, we won't ever sleep on Denver. They have a solid team. Jamal Murray could put up points.
But it's just
oh man,
the Clippers are good.
They're some dogs, man.
Look,
are some dogs.
Paul George played fucking terribly, and they still won.
Yes.
So
and that was with the Luke God down there in Dallas putting up 35, 15, and 12
on a sprained ankle
on one leg without Porzingis.
He's gonna be one of the best players, if not the best player in the league. Eventually,
he's great.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they're gonna they're built for that. Kawhi Leonard in the fourth quarter is all you need at the end of the day. He turns into a different person.
Maybe we're being a little biased because maybe we want to see the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
No, I think it'd be funny as fuck if the Clippers got knocked out in the second round.
I hope it doesn't happen, man, because I want to see us against them 7 games, the Battle of LA, the battle for the Western Conference.
I think that's more sought after than a certain finals, in my opinion. I mean, people want to see that LA versus LA. It sucks that it's not going to be at Staples Center. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. I'm not saying that Denver has no chance, but, I mean, come on now. The Clippers, it's a good team.
The Nuggets, they were what, 3rd in the Western Conference?
I believe so, yeah.
So they're not – see, like I said about the Jazz, they're a good team. They're not a team that's going to win it all.
Yeah, because
the Nuggets, they're a really good team, but they're not a team that's going to win it all. They don't have that superstar. Jokic, he's close to a superstar, but he's not.
But see, but at the same time, you could be a star, but there's something about taking over the game. That switch that you hit. James Harden did it tonight. He fucking played terrible.
But
and in the last seconds, he got a block
amazing.
That won the game because that switch hit and they had to win.
Yes.
And that's what you need. So it's like I don't see that in Jokic. And then Jamal Murray, I started seeing that, but I don't think it's there yet. And I don't think that's going to – and that's not going to take Kawhi Leonard.
Woke it up. You know?
Because, I mean, if we want to talk about anything or whatever, Kawhi Leonard is a fucking –
He's a dog. He's a clamper.
Yeah, so it's like
he's not even real. Like his hands are so abnormally big, even for his body.
Just the shit that he does, though, the bag that he has. I mean, when he's in the mid range and the things he does, it's automatic, and you know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen, and then just the takes that he has, nothing flashy. It's all about getting what they need, and I mean. As much shit as I talk about Paul George, he's still good. Paul George is Paul George. I don't think
he's always clamping on defense. He's always going to be a problem. He's always going to give people fits. His shot's just not falling right now. Well, that last game, he was busted.
Somebody said that his shooting, like 3 for 15 and all that. Somebody said this shit looked like tour dates. I was fucking dead. I don't know. I want to see the Lakers versus them because I think I just think in a 7-game series, I don't see much teams beating us. And then
LeBron is just something else. I'm witnessing it for the first time firsthand with him on my team. And it's ridiculous.
In my opinion, people say that the Clippers are deeper. In a sense of they might have names that people know more, I think is what it is. Because if you go to the Lakers, bro, like if we're not deep, I don't know what that is. I don't know what deep is. Maybe I'm wrong. But I mean, like if you look at matchups.
Who we got coming off the bench? We got Rondo, we got Kuz, we got Dwight Howard, we got Alex Caruso.
Every single
like our
person you just named, all
Markieff
four,
Morris.
they could all be starters on another team.
Yes.
So for me, it just I don't know, man.
AD is a dog.
We just go to the matchups against the Clippers, and the times that we've lost in the regular season, but we go 7 games.
It's something different.
Hey, Zubac, he's not going to be able to handle being guarded by JaVale, AD, Markieff Morris, and Dwight. They're going to toss him around all game long. We've seen Braun pick apart Lou Will. I will speak on it every single time I get a chance. Pick him apart on defense. Get a switch on him or just pass to the man that Lou Will was guarding. And we scored. So, I mean, they're just the matchups there. Defensively, we're always going to be there. Kawhi's going to get his. Paul George may or may not, just depending on how the fuck he's feeling, I guess. So it's like, I don't know, man. I think we win that.
And, people, and myself included, we could always bring up playoff LeBron, but we're seeing playoff AD.
Yeah.
AD put up 43 in that last game.
Yeah.
AD is clamping on defense
and the big thing,
guarding the Damian Lillards. He doesn't give a fuck what position you are, who you are. He's guarding you and he's shutting that shit down.
And he'll guard you it's not even just the numbers he's putting up, because he puts that up a lot. And not to take it away from him, but it's how he's doing it.
But he's also doing it with the LeBron James on his team.
But it's not even that. It's just the turnaround, step backs, the bag that he's in right now. It's insane. So it's like if he's scoring like that, doing that, when he's playing fundamentally sound, when we're going against that small ball lineup, bro, he's not even gonna have to do that.
You're talking about against the Rockets?
Against the Rockets?
Oh yeah,
he's just gonna fucking dunk it every time.
Imagine LeBron.
I want to count every single time LeBron throws the ball full court to AD and he just dunks it. It's going to happen so much because there's nobody that's going to be able to catch the ball over AD, and he's stronger than all of them to finish on all of them.
I'm sorry. On a full court toss like LeBron and AD does, with PJ Tucker, he's just going to jump over, just like you said, and then go up, get fouled, and possibly finish, or get fouled and go to the free throw line.
It's like this small ball lineup it's not going to work, because the half court offense that we have, and when we run pace, like we have a lot of pace, but when we really set up, it's like, I don't know, bro, because you're going to have LeBron either crashing to the fucking paint, and then AD
a pick and roll with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who's small ball Rockets lineup. Come on now,
who's going to guard who? We don't rely on our guards for points.
We don't just come in and clamp.
So, okay.
Alex Caruso, come in and do your best on James Harden.
And they're going to give him fits. James Harden's going to score.
He's going to get his no matter what.
Russ is going to get his I don't know. I could see us like Russ having fits because we just have that big man rotation.
Danny Green on Russell Westbrook.
And Danny Green with those fast hands. So, they're going to get contained, and you still have AD that can move up and guard either one of them efficiently. It's just too much for him, I think, personally. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's going to be flashes of the Rockets making a lot of shots, and it's going to get a little bit out of hand, and their shots are going to stop falling, and the Lakers are always going to be
go
chipping,
for a run.
no matter what they chip. And then we're going to get 4 or 5 stops, and we're going to score, and then KCP gets hot, and then before you know it, we're up. And that's the thing about the Lakers is, like,
they don't ever panic.
They don't panic, but they don't rely on shit. Like, they don't rely on if their threes are falling or anything like that. They're like, if we're not getting it, they're gonna get it into the paint to Dwight. They're gonna get it into the paint to AD. They're gonna AD or LeBron is gonna fucking score.
Let's talk about Dwight.
He's the angel of the season, bro.
Everybody that knows me knows I've been a Laker fan for a long time. I watched all those games where Dwight was there. And then he left and crushed our soul. I didn't want us to sign that motherfucker. Boy, am I glad that we did.
Bro.
He is bringing a presence to every single game. That nasty fucking physical toughness, bullying people, shoving people. putting his body
There's
on
stuff
people,
that people
grabbing
don't even
them.
look at because
Yes, that doesn't show up
he could
in
very well
a
go
stat sheet.
out and come out and put up 20 and 10, put up something crazy, put up something good. But at the same time, he has that ability to, I don't know, bro, exactly how you said. He makes his presence known. He does what he does. Like, that whole big man rotation, the whole Lakers team, bro. They're just all dogs.
It was very, very, very well put together.
You can tell all the pieces were already in place. It was, we're either going to sign another max guy or it's going to be these guys. And all those guys knew that and were cool with that. Danny Green said that.
Yeah.
Basically,
that they all talk to each other?
Well, not all of them, but Danny Green, remember he was saying he was waiting on Kawhi's decision?
Yeah.
I felt like that all factored in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a few other guys we ended up getting was the same thing. And I don't know. Maybe just
Avery Bradley, I thought that was a steal, man.
And that's what I'm saying in the sense of, like, we got a lot of guys
that were like on redemption tours.
And they played big, though. Not just guys that have big names. And that's when I go back to the Clippers where some guys was like, oh, got this guy because of this, but they're not giving him those minutes. Everybody on our team, I feel like, provides valuable minutes.
Yes.
Except J.R. Smith sometimes, but he's nice to have out there.
J.R. Smith is funny, man.
It's all right.
He's the Henny god, and he don't even like Hennessy.
3 minutes a game.
Hey, if J.R. Smith and Jared Dudley are playing, we're doing good that game.
We're doing great.
Yeah, or we're getting fucked up. But let's hope for the former.
I mean, bro, just how we dominated the Blazers, which are a good team. Everybody said it. That was like the toughest 8th seed ever. It didn't even make sense that they were 8th seed.
They were 8th seed because of injuries.
And we dominated.
Yes.
We dominated.
And
say what you want, whatever, we dominated.
That.
So we got a Clippers team or a Rockets team who, in my opinion, they're similar. A lot of threes, like guard reliant, heavy reliant on that scoring, And then, of course, the Rockets are a little bit more. They're abnormal with that small ball, but like we've been saying, man, 7 games. I don't think it's gonna matter. They beat us during the season a few times, but like that's different. They have a hot hand that night. They're gonna win because how they play.
Yeah, they have two of the best scorers in the league.
And they shoot 73s a game. If they have a hot hand, it's almost impossible if you're speaking about analytics to beat them. But now in a 7-game series, when you're getting bullied around every single game, they just went 7 games right now. They're off for 2 days, and then we're right back to it.
They're gonna be hurting.
And then we're going to have – it's not just our bigs that bully people down in the paint and everywhere, but, I mean, everybody all around. Alex Caruso plays full court fucking press a lot of the time.
Yes.
Danny Green is going to be in you the whole time.
Yes.
Even Kuz now is like you're starting to see that out of him.
I was waiting to bring him up. We can't mention Kuz without talking about my dog. So he's playing defense, man.
Yeah. 100%.
Watch the games. A lot of the deflections that are made, a lot of the switches that are being made, Kuzma is in the right place at the right time, making the right reads. He's getting his hands in passing lanes. He's doing great. This kid wants it. People are hating on him because his numbers were a little bit, took a dip this season. That's what happens when you're on a championship team.
Yeah, he's not the premier guy. He's not the first guy, but he's playing the exact position he needs to play right now, and he's getting better experience right now than he'd get anywhere else. Kuz isn't going to be on the Lakers. Maybe he will be. Who knows? I'm not going to speak on that, but regardless, like he's going to be a player in the league for a while because he could be that number. He could be a starting lineup like he's getting you 18, 19, 20 a night. If you put him on a shitty team and he's getting all the touches he wants, then he's going to give you 25.
Yeah.
But right now, man, he's just – I feel like really finding himself and learning, and it's really translating in these playoffs.
He's learning what's important. Because what do I need to do for us to win? Sometimes that's not always score. That's sometimes, play very good defense, make the right pass, don't overdo it, take the right shot. He's doing all those things. And he's been doing it very, very well since the return of the NBA in the bubble.
That's what I mean, man. So I'm excited. for this next matchup. I really think the Lakers are just gonna run away with it. I'm gonna say 5 or 4 probably. I want to say the sweep. I can see the sweep happening, but I also feel like
I'm
the
gonna
Rockets
safely
are gonna run
say
away.
I think the Lakers are gonna win in 5, and the Clippers are gonna win in 5.
Clippers in 5. Yeah, yeah. I still want to say the Lakers might sweep. That's like I'm a little bit there, man. They're just playing so dominant, and I feel like we came out and lost that first game, and I don't think they're gonna let that happen again. We lost game 1 of round 1,
Oh yeah,
and I think they're gonna be like, no,
Slam.
we're gonna get at least one sweep into this. Maybe again, Rockets can run away with it simply if they have a hot hand.
Hot.
But even then, man,
That was a very conservative prediction by yours truly.
So
4-1. What are you thinking? Call it.
Fuck it, bro. I'm feeling the sweep.
Sweep. Get the brooms out.
I think we're gonna sweep them.
I hope so, man. That's the beauty about basketball this season. And I keep saying it. You don't know what to expect. There's so many great teams. So much great competition. It's going to be exciting. Who's going to come out? A lot of talk for the Clippers all year long. Talking their shit. All of the professionals saying Clippers, Clippers, Clippers.
I mean, they had fits in the first round themselves.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to see. We'll definitely see. The Bucks, who are the clear-cut winners in the East, apparently are down 2-0 to the 5th seed Heat right now. So it's going to be interesting. This is only like round 2 and round 1. It's weird how they're playing right now, but
well, round 1 is officially over.
Okay, so round 2.5, 1.5 type shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what's up. I don't know. I'm gonna say definitely Lakers sweep. We'll go Clippers in 5 because I think Jamal Murray is gonna score like 60 points in a game and win.
Against Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? Hell no. Pat Bev? Pat Bev might be coming back.
Yeah,
He's not.
I don't care about him.
All right, we're gonna see.
He's non-factor. I think the Heat might take the Bucks series. I think the Heat might take them. I think the Heat might take that. I don't know at what game, maybe 7 games.
They're already up 2-0, man. It's such a – I'm going to see Heat in 6.
Heat in 6. All right.
And then the Celtics –
you could
the Raptors might get one, man. The Celtics are solid.
I think the Celtics are running that one up too.
Yeah, just running by.
I think they're not going to run into their fits until they go against either the Bucks or the Heat. Because them two, the Heat are scrappy as fuck. And you got Jimmy Butler will get in any one of their heads.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason Tatum scoring tonight. I'm guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jaylen Brown, it's him. Okay, I'm going to be on you then. Kemba, okay. And he's going to guard him.
The Celtics got some heat.
Yeah, bro. That's why they're
doing what they're doing. They got a solid squad.
And then I don't think they have the big man to stop Giannis if that's, But then you could say the same thing about the Heat. Who's the Heat? Bam, my bad. Never mind.
Put some respect on Bam's name.
Respect on Dwight Howard Jr. I'm sorry, man. You're the shit.
He's good, man. He's dope.
That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking we're going to have Western Conference Final, Clippers and Lakers. Eastern Conference,
Heat and Celtics. Running it back like,
Celtics, man.
Some years past.
Will we get a Lakers-Celtics finals in the bubble?
Oh, man. We'll smash them.
We'll smash the Heat. It don't matter, but
we'll see, man. Well, before we, kill this episode, some big news. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Big news in the NFL. Jaguars cut Leonard Fournette. Nobody wanted this guy. There might be some attitude problems. Maybe he just didn't like the direction that the team was going. They had a solid squad a couple years ago. Everybody got disbanded. Maybe he wanted out. He caused the ruckus because of that. I don't know.
I just seen they try to trade him
They couldn't get a fifth, sixth. Yeah,
So
seen that. But they let him go. This is a dude that had average over 4.3 yards per carry, 1,100 yards, and caught like 76 passes going to a Bruce Arians and Tom Brady led offense in Tampa Bay. How much better do you think that makes this Bucs offense, if any?
All right, so I'm definitely, not the football guy fully by any means, basketball, MMA. But nonetheless, I'm not stupid with it. Tom Brady's the check down god. And if you have a wide receiver or a running back there that's going to get, reliable and is going to make those
reliable hands out of the backfield. Look at
got
all the running backs in the Patriots offense in the last 5-10 years. All of those running backs, they had a receiving back. Ronald Jones, he's a starting guy in Tampa. That may be looking like a two-person backfield now. Leonard Fournette is a dog, man.
And then, on paper,
not to mention, on paper, they look unstoppable.
That's a lot of firepower.
They got to make it work.
The perfect guy orchestrated.
Yes. So, who the fuck is going to catch an attitude
weird.
On a Tom Brady team?
It's weird.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's Tom Brady. Let's get this win while we can.
What, football starts in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It crept up out of nowhere because we're watching NBA playoffs right now.
Yeah. So we're going to see how that plays out. That's going to be exciting. I'm a Giants fan, so we're probably gonna win.
At least you got the Saquon on your team
and Danny Dimes, baby, and nobody to block for them at all. So there's that.
That's exciting, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you getting on the pod. Every time we get on, we talk our shit, we talk good facts, and we have the basketball mind to back it up. I spit some NFL at you at the end. I know you follow a little bit. But no, man, I appreciate it. That's a good shit. Sums up another episode of Talk Smack with Mac. Peace.
Yeah, the club going stupid. All the drinks are on me. Yeah, we acting so foolish, and we don't want to leave. Yeah, the club going stupid. All the ladies are free. I'ma jump on the dance floor and find me a freak. Look, she's shaking so fast I can't help but to grab all my arms and wrapped around your waist like a bell. I need